So there is a look at the pre-start entry box. We are 20 seconds away from the first boat to enter, and it'll be these guys. Oracle Team USA, a 10-second advantage given to the port boat, the boat on the left in the start. That's done for safety reasons. In these overpowered catamarans, here we go, bow down. The pre-start of race number 3 about to get underway. There it is, 2 minutes, 10 seconds. Oracle Team USA a little bit behind.
Yeah, again, really late here, 5 seconds late. I know it doesn't sound like much, but it's quite an important moment here. Just see how Emirates come in here. They look like they're a few seconds late as well, but expect them to enter here and roll straight into a jibe. And Jimmy's got a big decision to make here in this race.
And that decision is?
The decision is exactly when to turn around and come back to the line. We expect him to turn around at about 1 minute 30, and it's a question of attack or a jibe, and that often depends on where Dean's positioned himself.
Just look at the speed of those two boats ripping through the pre-start as we tick down the seconds. Minute 30, it's time to make a maneuver according to Nathan Outeridge, and you are spot on. Here comes Oracle Team USA, bow down in that jibe. And that slowed them down a bit.
Not a very good jibe there at all by these boys. They knew they needed to jibe, and I guess maybe rushed it slightly, and that's forced Dean to roll into attack now. So they've achieved what they wanted to achieve, but not the prettiest way to do it.
And what is that? Is that pre-start jitters? Is that nerves from being 2 down? What do you think?
I'm not sure. It could be just a conversation, attack or a jibe. When you roll into attack, you need to take the lift out of the boards. When you roll into a jibe, you've got to increase the lift. So maybe they just got their board settings wrong there briefly.
Bow to bow now, 50 seconds to go. Both boats sprinting towards the starting line. It's a time on distance game at this point.
100%, and it looks like again here are both boats in similar positions to the last 2 races. Dean taking the windward end, and maybe they're a little bit late here because they're both charging back at the line, but pretty fast. And they're 35 knots. He really wants to get across of Jimmy Spittle here at the moment.
20 seconds and counting. Emirates Team New Zealand has placed themselves between Oracle Team USA and the start. Here comes Spithill from behind. His bow's down. He's going for the line. New Zealand looks bow forward, but a little bit slower. The countdown to the start, and here we go.
All clear, all clear.
To me there, it looked like they were both a little bit late. Dean got a little bit too close to the line, so hard to accelerate. And that might give Jimmy the chance to sail straight through underneath and lead around Mark 1 here.
There's a look at the wing wash coming off of Emirates Team New Zealand's wing, and it has not hit the Americans yet. Now, if Oracle Team USA can get into that yellow zone, overlapped inside, they may be able to round ahead.
And I think that's exactly what's about to happen. It's going to be touch and go, and he's sailing him off the course here. We've got great match racing action here. Awesome stuff. And that little luff there, you can see how that really put Dean off his game. And watch him, he's out of here. There's a protest being made here, so we've got heaps of action at Mark 1.
So a penalty flag flying from both boats, and what have we got here? That did fluster Dean Barker. You were absolutely right, and he got a penalty. The first penalty in the 34th America's Cup goes to the Kiwis.
Oh, how awesome is that? Jimmy's super aggressive on Mark 1, draws the penalty, and now he's going to roll into a jibe and hopefully just sail away down this run.
Well, that is the aggression you expected from Jimmy Spithill and Oracle Team USA. They came out with all guns blazing and have turned a penalty into a lead.
Yeah, definitely there, and they cleared the penalty very quickly there. It looks like they were able to slow the boat fast, so we've still got a really tight race here. It looked like a much better jibe there by Emirates Team New Zealand. You can see them gaining here all the time, and Jimmy's just got to say to the boys, all right, we won the start, we got the penalty, let's keep it simple and lead around the bottom mark here.
Let us know on the mode, Tommy, when you can. Go deeper if we can. A little deeper if anything, Cole. Go. Got me coming on. Get a quick shot all the way to boundary. Go, Trent.
You can hear the boys on board. They're talking about their mode. Jimmy asking Tom Slingsby behind him, tell me about the mode. What do you want me to do here? Tommy goes, we want to sail a little bit lower. Jimmy goes straight to Kyle and says, make the wing deeper. Let's go lower.
Nathan, let's go back and look at a replay of that penalty around mark number 1. Here we go.
And Jimmy quite aggressive here. Gives him the luff right there. and a big bow down and into the barrelway. And these boats are going so fast, and we saw how aggressive he was yesterday, and finally he got the penalty he's been looking for.
72 feet long, capable of over 50 miles an hour, and just look at how close and how hard they whip those boats around. There you saw where the penalty occurred, and Oracle Team USA pulls ahead. They're still ahead. Both teams are jibing on the left-hand side of the downwind run.
And this is the first time we've ever seen Emirates Team New Zealand behind on the first proper downwind leg. And let's just really have a good close look at what their plan is to get back into this race. We've seen how hard it is when you're trailing to get past. Let's see what their plan is now that they're behind.
So we'll pick a time to take right gate, I think, Dino. Push us over. If he goes for right gate, we'll take left as well.
So what you hear there is Ray talking to Dean, and he's talking about which bottom mark to go around. They want to go the right-hand mark, but ultimately I think they want to go the opposite mark to what Oracle do here.
Okay, and looking at the top of the screen, there are the stats coming off of each boat.
As you can see, very similar boat speeds, 38, 39 knots there, and Oracle again sailing slightly deeper, although I think they're doing a great job of just matching, and their VMGs are almost identical.
A little bit lighter here, Jimmy. Might have to sail a bit quick higher.
We got 55 this way, 40 the other, thinking one in the left.
Okay, Colin, let's get at least 36 here, okay? Yeah, I'm going to come up for you.
This way, 40 the other.
What are you thinking, JK? That's eased. I think I'm one of them left. Little trim on.
Like the map.
You are hearing the conversation between Jimmy Spithill and John Kostecki aboard the lead boat, Oracle Team USA. New Zealand jibes, Oracle responds.
Last one.
Nice jibes from both teams there. Really good communication. I like how Oracle's sailing today. They've got the lead, they're having a good chat, they have a really good plan for the race.
And then about 30 seconds in attack.
Oh, yeah.
This is the type of performance we expected to see this morning from Jimmy Spithill and crew.
Look at the leg.
Stand by, guys.
You know, they really need this win to get it back into this America's Cup match. And before the show, Nathan, you told me you thought it was going to be one each with the early victory to Oracle Team USA, and you were spot on so far.
Shaping up the way, isn't it? Wouldn't it be great for the event to have these guys win this race? I know it's a long way from being over, but they really need this. They had two close races yesterday, and I always thought whoever leads around Mark 1 has a massive advantage, and look at that, already making gains down this first run.
So it's Oracle Team USA out in the lead and in control of the race as they whip around the leeward gate left side, the delta increasing for the Kiwis.
Turning up in 3.
The Kiwis choose the opposite gate, so we have a split as both teams head back upwind. There's the scene in San Francisco Bay, and sailing fans are getting the game they had hoped to see. Lead changes yesterday. New Zealand went into today in the lead, but in this race, Nathan Outteridge, it's America in command.
It is, yeah, a really good start there by Jimmy, and set the pace, and they did one less jibe on that run. They've now had to do one extra tack, but to me it looks like they've stayed out of the current, which is in the middle of the course. They're coming up behind Alcatraz, they're up the cone. But to me, they're looking slower in a straight line. So 22 knots on average there versus 24. So let's see if New Zealand can get back into the race here.
Let me know if you want to go faster, Jacob. Negative. Okay.
You just heard the guys on board Oracle Team USA say they're switching right.
Yep, so that means they want to cross here. They don't want to tack on Team New Zealand. They're going to switch to the right-hand side. They're going to get the current relief behind Alcatraz, and they're going to take the starboard tack advantage here. So good comms there, and I'm really happy with where they're going here.
180. Go through. 130. Stand by, guys.
That is a much calmer looking Jimmy Spithill compared to yesterday's race.
3, 2,
And here comes the tack as they check in with Emirates Team New Zealand.
yeah. Nice. Good attack, Tommy.
You heard them in the Dockout show earlier this morning saying we watched the footage, we reviewed everything, all the data, and they learn a lot. And I heard them say, yeah, nice tack there. I observed them start, you know, in their racing yesterday, they were losing a lot in the tacks. So now they've got to settle it down and just keep in control here. So to me, that looks like a really good tack before. And that one seems pretty nice as well. So they're coming along here and really tight defense here on Emirates right now.
So the Americans have tacked right on top of the Kiwis, and the Kiwis will go right back. We have a classic tacking duel going on here in these AC-72 catamarans. The next move will be Oracle Team USA's.
2, 1, here we go.
Pushing it tight on that boundary there. You can see just ahead of that, those waves in the water from that helicopter shot. That's where they're now going to start to come out into the flood. So where they are at the moment is better current relief than where Emirates Team New Zealand is. But as they travel across here on starboard tack, they're going to go all the way to the left-hand side of the shore to get out of the current. So they've switched from the right-hand side at the bottom now to the left-hand side at the top, and it's a drag race to the shore from here.
So we're done with maneuvers for the time being. Now it's time to see who's got better legs as we sprint to the left side of the course. The view from on board Emirates Team New Zealand's director, Grant Dalton.
Looking to go a little fast out of it. Maybe shooting through to Lewin, okay, with a good tag. Boundary tag.
Nathan, you told me earlier that you thought Emirates Team New Zealand might have an edge upwind. Are they clawing back on the U.S. boat?
Well, it looks like here they're just about to take over the lead. So I think they've been gaining slowly up this whole beat, and they're going to get into the better current sooner. So it's tough decisions to make down at the bottom of that race course. But I think their main gains have been coming in the tacks again. And it'll be just time will tell as we go up this speed as to if they're fast enough to make a pass.
He'll have to take to leeward of us, Dean. He'll take to leeward of us. Boundary tag. Boundary protection, possibly. Yep.
You're listening to Ray Davies talking to helmsman Dean Barker. That they will tack to leeward of us in this next maneuver. Nathan, talk us through it.
Well, what happens here is, you know, Oracle Team USA is on starboard, New Zealand's on port, but they have protection from the boundary. So when you're inside 5 legs to the boundaries, the port tack boat has right of way. And there you go, tacking directly into leeward, exactly what Emirates Team New Zealand thought they were going to do.
Bow down, the Kiwis trying to increase speed, and the game is getting closer.
Inches here, this is just great racing, and look how close they are here. Dean had no choice there but to go lower. He couldn't sail high and slow. The only way to get into this race was to try and get through to leeward. And either he's going to tack from here, or they're both going to try and start foiling upwind.
Look at the speed from Emirates Team New Zealand. They reeled the Americans back in after a tack right in front of them. That is a big slap in the face for the American team, isn't it?
I think that's a huge mistake by Oracle tacking there. I don't understand why they're doing the short tack back into the shore, because what you see here now is you see Emirates now tacking onto starboard tack. They've taken the right-hand side. They have the advantage. And the only way Oracle are going to survive this next maneuver is to be inside the boundary and have the right of way on port coming out.
I think we can see the momentum shifting, the control in this race, loosening from Oracle Team USA and possibly settling into the hands of Emirates Team New Zealand with those last 2 transactions.
Well, they made this mistake yesterday as well. They gave away starboard tack advantage. In match racing, starboard tack advantage is so important. And let's just see what happens here coming out of the boundary.
Yeah, this next cross should be huge. And it is Emirates Team New Zealand out in front of Oracle Team USA with that tack.
Let's see what happens here.
But it's not over yet,
they're
is
going to leeward. Get ready for the hook. They're going to get the hook and they're going to luff, and they're going to force Dean straight into another tack here. Amazing race. This is exactly like what we've seen in the past, and now it's happening in 72-foot foiling caps. This is unreal to watch, and we knew it was going to be big, but today's way bigger than we were expecting.
It is spectacular. We've got a proper catfight on here in San Francisco Bay.
big gain there, boys.
So now the big question is Oracle's tack back. They've taken this starboard tack advantage again. I'm hearing and listening from Emirates Team New Zealand, they've made a gain. So let's just see what happens when they exit the boundary again.
10 seconds. One slow out of us. Standing by.
No wing. No wing. No trim. Come on wing.
Here comes the next tack. Now New Zealand has to tack because of the boundary, and they're on port. They have to give way.
Can't see him.
Can't see him. You can hear Jimmy Spithill. Can't see him. Just getting close. We could see a potential collision here.
What you see is the green lights are flashing on the Emirates Team New Zealand back there. So they were in the boundary. The port tack boat has right of way, and that's a telling moment in the race.
Look at him go. The view from Dean Barker looking down at Oracle Team USA as they pass over the top of him. The Kiwis are now in control of the match.
From here, the Kiwis should be able to maintain control. But once you get the other boat on the same tack as you, you can see they just got wind forward here on Oracle, but Kiwis just have to follow them here. So let's go on board and listen to what their plan is.
There's the wing wash coming off of the top of Emirates Team New Zealand. That dirty air, that turbulent wind is definitely hurting the Americans, isn't it?
It is, you know, they're losing a bit here now for sure.
Happy for him to get forward on us. Gain to the height. Taking it in height. Nice, boys. Happy for him to go forward on us. Yeah, probably.
Lower change speed.
Okay, no faster than this then. 24's got, let's get the hull out. Well, just saying, we're permanently grinding and the hull's always in. Yeah.
What does that mean, Nathan? We're permanently grinding, but the hull is always in.
Seems like they're just struggling to get the boat balanced properly. Tom's talking about we're grinding on the wing sheet, but the hull's always in the water, so they need to change the wing shape somehow with their hydraulic system to get a little bit more power out of it, or Jimmy's just got to try and point a little bit lower just to fly the hull. Very even on the boat speed across there, heading into the fog, and I think New Zealand are just doing a great job here now. They've got control of the race, and they're just waiting to react to what Jimmy's going to do.
Guys, let's keep sailing on the boat, guys. Don't go any higher than slow it, sheet. Leave the sheet. Yeah. What are you thinking, JK? Come on, guys.
Going in right. We're just going to have to keep going our pace. We're just going to have to pick our time. Looks like some good riding up here with pressure.
You can hear the intensity on board Oracle Team USA. They looked much calmer when they were in the lead. And it's one thing to start in the lead, but it is demoralizing to have the team that you're defending from come from behind and pass you. Now the Kiwis are looking strong.
A little longer. 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Definitely a very intense moment down there, the whole way around the bottom of that course, and as you see here, Emirates Team New Zealand also tacking the match here, so they're doing a great job now of just defending their lead, but seriously intense racing there, and you can hear the disappointment on Oracle. They almost thought they had that one in the bag and just let Emirates Team New Zealand get into them at the bottom of the course.
No, wait.
Really patchy on the right. Take it one and in right.
45s are good.
You can hear JK saying, I think we've got to go one in right, and I heard Tom Slingsby saying just a little bit earlier that I think we just got to keep it close. I think yesterday they went a little bit too aggressive when they were behind and got further behind it. They want to keep it close and have a real good race on the downwind.
That intense look is back on Jimmy Spithill's face. That's what it looked like all day yesterday. He can't be happy with this view.
No, it's very frustrating. I bet you they're starting to get sick of that red wing sitting up there in front of them, and you know, they just got to keep working on keeping it close, and who knows, there's still a long way to go in this race.
I think they're pretty close there.
Yeah. You're just doing it. Cut,
think we're pretty close. We're ready.
So both boats close to
87,
the left-hand boundary on this upwind leg. The Kiwis reach it first and tack. And the next move will be Oracle Team USA following suit.
Gets better for us. This is how early we tried.
You'd have to think Emirates are a faster boat upwind to be 20 seconds behind at the bottom mark, to then get in attacking duel and then to go past and sail away. Oracle have really got a big job ahead of them to get their boat going quicker upwind.
How far is it to boundary?
I think that's a pretty strong statement, Nathan, and one that the Kiwis are proving right in front of our eyes.
So early drive.
So both boats approach the top mark. It'll be a right-hand turn around the right-hand gate. As they rip up onto the foils, no question who is out in front. Emirates, Team New Zealand.
Happy they know. Okay. Yep. Steady. 20.
The clock ticking above 20 seconds and counting for the American team. Oracle Team USA will follow Emirates Team New Zealand around the windward gates, 29 seconds behind.
40 seconds. 35. We can stretch it out a bit.
Got a bit of time.
On board with Oracle Team USA as they trail Emirates Team New Zealand. Nathan Outeridge, what are their options? What's going through your head if you're one of these guys?
Right now, their only option is to keep going out to the boundary and jibe what they can. There's best current out there, and they're in a position where they just have to follow Team New Zealand now. We'll see them jibe here before this blue mark. And around they go. Really nice jibe. So these guys are still sailing brilliantly, but it's just those key moments earlier on in that beat where it cost them dearly.
Well, we know Oracle Team USA is fast when they're flying downwind, but will it be enough with a delta like that to catch the Kiwis?
Well, as we saw yesterday, it's pretty tough. They chose the same top mark. It's pretty hard to make a passing maneuver when you're just following unless you're seriously faster. They're only about a knot or so quicker at best downwind. So I think their best bet there was to probably split and have a chance at making a gain, but they probably know deep down that going left mark at the top was going to be a bigger loss than following.
About 7 lengths off it. 180. You have to start with a bit of pressure. Yeah. Should go right from here though, eh? Yeah, once we get out of the fog, we'll... Yep, really happy now we're in a good breeze too. Paralleling at the moment, 7 lengths off.
Ray Davies just checking his onboard computer strapped to his waist so he can carry it with him both sides of the boat. He's looking at the boundaries and also the ley lines into the next mark and when the team will jibe, right?
Exactly. He was just referring to which boundary they were closest to. He said we're paralleling the boundary. So the wind's probably a little bit further left than what we've seen the last few days, which means this starboard jibe on the downwind is the longest one, and that's great for Team New Zealand because Jimmy just has to follow him. He can't jibe, he can't go further offshore, and looks like Jimmy's catching him slightly here, but they've still got a good 20 seconds to catch up.
Well, the delta was 17 seconds at the bottom mark the first time, about 29 seconds at the top mark. And now, will the American speed be enough to catch these guys? The Kiwis, Emirates Team New Zealand, dominant so far.
About 50 seconds the other way.
215 this way, 15 the other.
You can always hear them talking about the time, can't you? It's so hard to judge distance, but time is very obvious to the crew. We've got 2 minutes this direction, 50 seconds the other way, and then you're at the bottom mark. And that's good cues for the crew on board to know exactly what's coming next.
About 20 seconds to a drive. 20.
You heard Ray Davies call 20 seconds to a jibe, 10 now. Emirates Team New Zealand will make the next move. It'll be a jibe onto port as they head towards the leeward gate.
Driving.
Yeah, another great job. They're really good on the board management, these guys. We've seen it for the last couple of months, and see how at the end of that job they still have a little bit of that windward board to lift up. They're letting the windward hull sit on that about a metre of board down, and that's what gives them the nice balance and stability through the job.
Yeah, 40 the other way.
Oracle following suit. And again, exactly the same principles there. Still having to wind up the last part of their board. And these guys are sailing these boats almost identically. And the biggest difference to me I can see at the moment is the upwinds, and downwind there's nothing in it.
45 this way.
You can see that orange line on the screen there, that's the ley line, so expect a jibe coming here very soon.
3, 2, 1, jibing.
I'm impressed at how calm these guys seem, considering how hard and how physical it is on board these boats. They make it look easy. That's mark number 4 on the left-hand side, the final turning mark of this race before we head to the finish. And time is definitely running out for Oracle Team USA. The writing, it would appear, is already on the wall.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see any passing manoeuvres from here. Oracle too far behind, and Emirates Team New Zealand have just got to round the mark as they go here, and then it's a 40-knot blasting reach to the finish from here.
The view from onboard Emirates Team New Zealand in front of Dean Barker's sunglasses is the finish line. Behind his helmet is Oracle Team USA. And that is a picture the Kiwis like to see on San Francisco Bay as race number 3 heads for home.
You see Dean there have a little spin of their head, have a look back of where Oracle is, and it's not often you get a chance to turn around and look back, but he's obviously feeling very happy with this race, and they're cruising along quite nicely to the finish here.
You can already hear the crowd starting to cheer on board as Emirates Team New Zealand heads for the finish line off of America's Cup Park. From down to dominant, Emirates Team New Zealand came from behind to take race number 3 of the America's Cup in impressive fashion. I mean, Nathan, that says it all for the fans who have come all the way up here from New Zealand. They're getting the show that they had hoped for.
Yeah, exactly. A great show put on today, and if you're a Kiwi supporter, man, you've got to be happy with a race like that.
And you've got to be extremely frustrated to have dominated the start, given them a penalty. Oracle Team USA finishes now 28 seconds behind.
Spin up, boys. Bad luck.